Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my Q&A for April 2019. I had gotten some questions from some of my friends, so I'm going to answer them on here for you guys. First is from my MaxiPad loving friend Troy Willis. He has 3 questions. First one is, are you and your family doing okay with everything that's been going on? Yes, it's just been a really hard month and everything, but we're doing okay. And everything, it's just been really hard. But thank you to you and everybody who's been reaching out to me in support and everything. It means a lot. Next question is, have you ever cried over a celebrity dying? Yeah, twice. The first one was with Robin Williams. He's my favorite actor of all time and everything, and I never expected that I was going to cry when he died, but I did, like a baby. And then the other one was Carrie Fisher. It was just really sad to see her go and everything. And then he asked, which ship would you rather see become real in a movie in 2019? Rayla, which is Rey and Kylo Ren, or Captain Marvel and Thor? I'd have to say Captain Marvel and Thor, because I'm not so sure about Rayla right now, because with the movie being called The Rise of Skywalker, I think that kind of might mean that she could be a Skywalker. I don't know if it will or not. I'm not really going to go into theories and all that, but if she is, then I definitely don't want to ship that right now, because until I know for sure if they're related, because if they're related, then I don't ship it anymore. Next is from my good friend Heather. She had 3 questions. First is, will you do your impression of Count Olaf from the Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events with Jim Carrey? Okay. I have not done this in years, and it's probably not going to be very good, just to warn you guys. Well, hello. I am your beloved Count Olaf. And then she asked me to do my Puss in Boots impression, which last time I did that for her, I was 12 years old, so it's probably not going to sound the same, because my voice has deepened since then. Pray for mercy from Puss in Boots. Okay, I'm sorry guys, hopefully y'all can just forget that I ever did that, because I know that sounded absolutely terrible. Next is, who are your favorite male and female singers from the Gaither Homecoming videos? Male would be Jake Hess. Just absolutely love his voice and his personality. He's funny and everything. And the other one would be Vestal Good. The female would be Vestal Goodman. She's probably my favorite female singer of all time. She just has such a beautiful voice. One of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. Next is from my friend Drew White. He said, do you think Captain America will die in Avengers Endgame? Maybe. I think that the chances on him are pretty big. I think him and Iron Man are the 2 that have the biggest chances of dying. And whether they kill both of them off in this or not, it's hard to say, but I'm pretty sure that Captain America will probably be the one that does die, because Chris Evans' contract is up and everything, in the way that they've been acting and stuff. I think he will probably die. I won't be very surprised if he does. Next is from my friend Mickey, who has his own YouTube channel, Savini Jason. He only asked me one question this time. He asked, who do I think would win a fight between Chucky and Leprechaun? I don't know. I don't remember the Leprechaun movies very well, but um, both of them are crazy and everything. But I would want to see Chucky win. I think Chucky is an awesome character. I like both of them and everything, but I've seen the Chucky movies millions of times. So I'd have to say, hopefully Chucky. Next is from my friend Logan. First question is favorite MCU movie of all time. Avengers: Infinity War. And what do I think is next for the DCEU? I think we'll be seeing a lot more standalone movies. Hopefully, we'll get to see more characters that haven't had their own movies before. As much as I'd love to see another Man of Steel movie or another Batman movie, I hope we get to see more characters that we haven't seen tons before. I do want to see a Green Lantern reboot too, though, because that one with Ryan Reynolds was just ugh. But yeah, I hope we get to see a lot more characters that haven't had their own movies before and everything. And as far as team up movies, I don't know that we'll see another Justice League for a long time. I wouldn't mind it at all, but I don't know that we will. Probably won't, since the first one did so bad and everything, unless they decide to release the Snyder Cut, which probably ain't ever happening, seeing that Snyder himself has said that it doesn't exist, but I think it does. No, I'm kidding. I really don't. And next is from my friend Matt from Random Matt Videos. He asked, what are your thoughts on Sleepaway Camp? I haven't seen it. I've been really wanting to and everything, but I haven't had the time or been able to find them. That's actually more of my problem. It's more that I haven't been able to find them and everything. I've been wanting to. I've heard a lot about them and everything. I've heard some people say they're really good. I've heard some people say they're really bad, but I've always wanted to see them and everything. Is just I haven't had a chance to yet. And then he said, what is your favorite Friday the 13th? And I think it's part 4, the final chapter, which wasn't the final chapter, but Corey Feldman was awesome in that movie, and I just liked all the characters in it, and I thought it was a really good movie. But also like part 6 a lot too, Jason Lives, and the original one, which is probably the one I've seen the most, and everything. But yeah, my favorite Friday the 13th would be part 4. And then he asked, do I like oldies music? Definitely. It's pretty much anything that's considered old people's music I love. I like classic country, old jazz music, classical pop, classic rock and roll from the 50s and stuff. I love all that stuff. The most modern stuff that I like, I do like some of the 80s stuff from the 90s and some stuff from the early 2000s. But yeah, the main stuff I listen to is all my friends call old people music. Next is from my friend Derek. He asked me, what are my top 5 MCU films? I can't remember how I ranked them when I did my ranking a few months ago, but to try to remember off the top of my head, I think 5 was Iron Man, 4 was Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 the Avengers, 4 Captain America Civil War, and I'm sorry, I said that all backwards. 5 Iron Man, 4 Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 the Avengers, 2 Captain America Civil War, and 1 Avengers Infinity War. Besides Avengers Infinity War being number 1, that's the only one that I remember that was for sure in my top 5. In the top ones, and I remember the first Avengers was in the top 5. So if it's not the exact same ranking as it was when I did my ranking video last month after Captain Marvel, I apologize. Next is got a few questions from my friend Marcus. First one, have you ever thought about writing your own screenplay for a film concept? Yes, I have. When I was younger, I used to do this, and I used to write I would write chapter books and then make screenplays out of those chapter books, adapt them myself. It was more just stuff that I did for fun. I never got any of it published or tried to get any of it made. I don't even have those stories anymore. Most of it was just stuff based on my life with my friends and stuff. I don't remember it very well. It was probably really cheesy stuff. And he said, "Who's your favorite screenwriter?" I like Lawrence Kasdan, who did The Empire Strikes Back, and Quentin Tarantino, I think, has wrote screenplays. I like him. John Carpenter, and a lot of my favorite directors have also been screenwriters, so a lot of them. And I think his name is David Koepp. He's worked with Spielberg quite a bit. I like him. But yeah, that's my favorite ones. Screenwriters that I can think of right off the top of my head. And then he asked, "What's your most anticipated movie for the rest of this year and beyond?" There's a lot that I'm excited for over these next few months and next year. Few for next year. The main ones I can think of right off: Aladdin, Octavia Spencer, Godzilla. I'm looking forward. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Detective Pikachu, X-Men: Dark Phoenix, Toy Story 4, Spider-Man: Far From Home, The Lion King, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, It Chapter 2, Joker, 3 from Hell, Frozen 2, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which is probably the one that I'm most excited for. It goes between that one and Toy Story 4, the ones that I'm most excited for. And then as far as after 2019, excited for Ghostbusters 3, and if the Black Widow movie gets released next year, I'm excited for that. I'm not sure what else, so I can't remember everything that. I'm sure there's ones that I forgot to mention, but there's a lot that I'm excited for. And he said, "Are you doing a horror-thon this year? If so, what films?" I'll probably be doing different little mini marathons over the next few months. I'll be reviewing and ranking the Scream franchise, and Friday the 13th, and Halloween, and Texas Chainsaw Massacres. And then after I review all of those, I'm gonna do the Sinister Six ranking that some of us in the Horror Enthusiast 101 group have been doing, where I rank those franchises and Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I'll be doing that, and probably in October I'll probably be watching I got a bunch of horror movies that I haven't watched yet that that I've been putting off watching that I need to, so probably most of October I'll be watching nothing but horror, more than likely, and be watching a lot of those and everything. And he said, "Are you a Star Wars fan, and if so, will you watch all the films before seeing Episode 9? I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It's my favorite movie series of all time. Empire Strikes Back is my second favorite movie of all time. And I plan on watching the Skywalker saga before going to see The Rise of Skywalker, and then I'll probably after that watch the spin-off movies. I've got Rogue One and Solo, and then I've got the Ewok movies and the holiday special, which I'll probably watch all of those, but I'll probably watch them after I watch all of the Skywalker movies. I'm probably going to be reviewing all of them too, and doing ranking for them as well. So you can, if you're big into Star Wars, you can look forward to that. I hope you will. But next is from my friend Dawson. He asked me, what is the worst movie you've seen in the theater that made you want to walk out? There's only been a couple times I've wanted to walk out of a movie, and there's only been one time I've walked out and didn't go back into the movie, and ended up going to see something else because of I was having some health problems and got sick to my stomach. That movie was The Crazies, but I didn't walk out of it because I didn't like it or anything. It was just I walked out of it because of being sick. But I wanted to walk out of the 2009 movie The Last House on the Left. Back then I got butthurt a lot easier than I do nowadays. Nowadays it takes a lot to really bother me in movies. Everything, but that movie was really disturbing. And I think that, and it was one of the first movies I'd ever seen that had a really bad rape scene and everything. I think it really bothered me and everything, and plus I had to have an adult go with me because I was still in my teens, and it was really awkward watching it with him being there and everything. So yeah, that was the one that I almost walked out of it. And then I also almost walked out of Kong Skull Island, even though I actually really enjoyed the movie. I was just really mad that John Goodman's character died, because John Goodman is one of my favorite actors, and I thought he was going to be like one of the big main characters in the movie and everything, because the way it was advertised, but he only made it halfway through the movie, if even halfway. So when he died, I was really mad about that. Next is from my friend Tyler. He said, what's one thing I don't like about Disney Star Wars? The main thing I don't like is that they rushed out too many movies so close together. I think that they needed at least 2 or 3, about 2 years apart between each movies, and I think they should have waited on doing Solo and Rogue One until after the sequel trilogy was over with. While I don't necessarily think that Star Wars there's been too much Star Wars and stuff, because I love them all. They don't. It doesn't really bother me getting new ones every year. I think that it's gonna make people lose interest in everything, and it's a lot funner and makes the anticipation and everything much better when they're spread out and everything. I know that's what she said, but but yeah, I think it's just better to not have them so close together. And I know they said after the Rise of Skywalker, it's going to be the last one for quite a while, and hopefully they'll stick with that once they do start making more. Keep them every 2 or 3 years apart or something, and everything. I think it would work better for the franchise. Next is from my friend Lee, from Lebo Man Reviews. He said, what is the most disappointed you've been in a movie? I don't know. Probably either X-Men The Last Stand, which it's grown on me. I don't love it, but I think it's decent, or it's alright, not really decent. Suicide Squad disappointed me, but I wouldn't say that was one that disappointed me the most. Probably maybe Scream 3. I really was, or no, wait a minute, I know. The movie that disappointed me the very most was Gotti with John Travolta. It came out last year. I'm a huge John Travolta fan. I've liked all of his movies, even the ones that are not extremely great, like Battlefield Earth. That one was kind of a so bad it's good movie. But I hated Gotti. I was so disappointed in that movie and everything. And I was actually really surprised that I thought it was as bad as everybody was telling me, because I know most of John Travolta's movies don't get the best reviews anyways and everything. And but yeah, I think Gotti was just a really huge disappointment for me. Next is from my friend Esley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. He had two questions. The first one is, if you were to remake your favorite movie, how would you do it? Probably my favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz. I'd probably just do a straight up adaptation of the book that is like the book and everything. Keep the dark and creepiness of the story and everything and everything, because the book is a lot darker and creepier than the original movie is and everything. And I wouldn't try to make it as good as the original. I would just try to make it different, because the original is my favorite movie of all time. I don't think it really needs to be improved on. The only thing that I think would work on readapting it is trying to make it like the book. And that's probably what I would do. Keep the dark tone and everything like Return to Oz. Because I think that was probably the closest thing I've seen to Oz movie that was based on the books that actually had the dark tone and stuff. And then he asked, are there any crossover films you'd like to see? Oh boy, there's a lot. I'd love to see Marvel and DC, big crossover with them. I'd love to see Harry Potter and Star Wars and Marvel like a huge crossover with all of them. Add in Shrek and the Toy Story character. I'd like, pretty much when I was a kid, I used to have all kinds of toys from different movies, and I always dreamed about having a movie that had all of these pretty much any characters that I loved and everything. But yeah, I'd have to say the crossover I'd want to see the most would be Marvel and DC or something. But yeah, that's that. And then my friend Andrew, he asked me, if you could pork any fictional character, who would it be? Well, there's quite a few that I've had crushes on over the years. Hermione, which now I'm much older than, I wouldn't want to say Hermione because that's kind of weird now, but Emma Watson, it's version of Belle in Beauty and the Beast, I guess. Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, pretty much any female superhero. I like them all. Princess Leia, any Star Wars females, pretty much any female that's in nerd-related movies, just any of them, I guess. And then, and last question is from Julia. This question was actually from last month, but I didn't get to answer it in time because of I had filmed my video before I got her question. She said, "How do you feel about the Aladdin remake?" I'm actually pretty excited for it. It's actually probably the movie I'm most excited for next month and everything. As huge of a fan of the original as I am, I didn't expect that I'd be this excited for it, but I love Will Smith. He's one of my favorite actors and everything, and it looks like he's gonna do the genie justice and not try to be Robin Williams and do his own thing. And if he does that, then I think the genie will be fine. It looks like most of the cast is going to be good. Naomi Scott's another actress that I like quite a bit. I haven't seen everything she's in, but the stuff that I've seen her in I've liked, especially Power Rangers and everything. The main thing that I don't like is Jafar is so young, because in the movie he looks like he's like a whole lot older than Jasmine. He looks like he's maybe in his 40s or 50s, and in this movie he's played by someone that's probably in his early 30s, late 20s maybe. But yeah, besides that, I'm looking forward to Aladdin. I think it'll be really great. Now, it's actually out of the Disney remakes that are out this year, that's the one that I'm looking forward to the most. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions you want me to answer for my next Q&A in May, let me know in the comments and I'll get to them as quick as I can. And feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on if there's any movies you want me to review, or top 10 lists, or movie series rankings. I'll do them as quick as I can. You can also follow me on Facebook at OgreBoy1992, and if you have any requests or questions, you can write me at OgreBoy1992 at gmail.com and everything, and I'll try to answer anything you want to know or anything as quick as I can. And thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video.